Oh, listen. It all began April the 1st, 1954. Not the creation of those of those sophisticated socks. Wallace Ladmo and Gerald. It all began with Wallace in the art department at Channel 5, which at that time was the only television station. Was it in 54 was the only television station?
Yes.
Or were there others around here competing at that time?
That was the first one.
And Wallace was in the art department, and a memo went out saying, hey, listen, the guy that was doing our kid show said he wanted to do something else. Anybody else want to do this? And you said that nobody else wanted to. Why?
Oh, they thought it would hurt their dignity doing the commercials at night.
Instead of going out and selling spots on Channel 5 or doing any of the other things that they might be doing. Right. Wallace said, I will. And then it went on for 36 years, and he continued to accept the challenge with his partner Ladmo, and I was able to join him a few years later. And then Ben Tyler said, why, there's a story here.
I think I smell a play.
And he wrote a couple of plays for us, and also produces the Wallace and Ladmo television show right here on AZTV.
Very classy plasma screen you have there.
7 o'clock, yes, with real plasma, as a matter of fact. We come in for a transfusion every so often. Hey, big event coming up. Wallace and Ladmo still going on after how many years? Wait, just a second. If it was 54...
That's right.
Next year has to be the 50th anniversary.
Absolutely.
And we still look so young. What's going on at the museum Saturday that continues to be all around and about the Wallace and Ladmo stuff?
Saturday afternoon from 1 to 4, the Arizona Historical Society is hosting the Wallace and Ladmo. Oh, there it is. Wallace and Ladmo convention. And
that's like some kind of Andy Warhol horror story.
It's nice to know that some things never change.
You know, people who just moved here, Wallace, you should explain that the first picture was an original Gerald from, what, 60?
Yes.
That was the original costume and hair. And then the later Gerald...
It's a 1980s Gerald.
With the bangs. And then the guy who talks about all the serious news issues of the day, and that's Pat.
That was from the last Wallace and Ladmo convention at the museum.
So who goes to the convention? I mean, is this like a bunch of Shriners getting together and squirting water from the second floor?
Well, Star Trek has Trekkies, and the Wallace and Ladmo Club has baggies named after them. That baggies. And I would like to thank Ben Tyler for coming up with that name. It was great. And so anyway, there's like 400 members in these about 20 different fan clubs, and they all come, and we're going to run old films and tapes. We're going to have a question and answer. We're going to have items up for auction, and free parking.
Free parking. Now look, the last time this happened, Ben.
Yes, sir.
It behooves us not to talk about massive attendance and all of those things that would cause us to seem vain. So
I'm stuck back on behoove. Go ahead.
The last time that we had one of these events was a few months ago.
Yes, they're doing like a quarterly now, about every 3 months.
At the museum, where the wing, the Wallace and Ladmo wing is.
I curated the Wallace and Ladmo exhibit there, and that is something in addition to what Wallace was describing about seeing the clips and things like that. There's quite a large museum exhibit there of memorabilia from the show, lots of video clips, costumes, props.
But you were there last time.
It was terrific.
It was unbelievable with people showing up. Now, when I say members of the fan club, oh, great, terrific. We've got photos. People who brought things from memorabilia from, I swear, when Columbus sailed over the edge.
I remember somebody brought in a Legend City poster.
Legend City posters, authentic Legend City tickets.
Yeah.
Admission tickets to get in.
Van Dyke's hairpins.
He's giving away a Ladmo bag. Will you do this Saturday?
Yes.
Yeah, there'll be lots of Ladmo bags given away. And there's going to be a lot of the fan club members will come in costume.
Just excuse me for interrupting for just a second. This picture right here is Wallace kicking a moon pie. Now, you can't see the moon pie because it's actually above his head right now. But we opened the convention with Wallace actually kicking a moon pie.
I'm just thinking about somebody just moving here from Sacramento and saying, I don't think I quite understand why it is that they're showing an obvious wino at this convention of the children's show. And these people coming by, looking at the exhibits. There was an auction of memorabilia the last time.
Yes, and there's going to be, again, like a dozen different lots. And
Silent
there's going to
auction.
be costume contests. And
What do you mean? You mean people can come as their favorite character?
right, and they're going to put on skits, like as the characters on the show, and there'll be prizes for that.
Can I come as John Agar?
John Agar, that's great. Part of the John Wayne repertory company.
That's right, another name out of the past. Well, you listen, I hope that even if you just got here and you say, all right, look, my neighbors, they keep bugging me about this. I don't know what a Captain Super is. I've never had a case of the Ladmos. I don't know anything about this, but I keep hearing about this. Everybody's invited, right?
Everybody. Yeah, because there'll be lots of fun. And it's all for a worthy cause.
For a worthy cause. I'm coming as Tanya Mock.
She's on. She's on coming up.
Oh boy, is she.
Okay. What do you got?
What is this?
This is just a rough sketch, and it turned out so well we didn't even ink it in and color it.
I have no idea what's coming up, folks. What's new?
Is
Oh, no.
one of the pictures that will be up for
Can we show this on television?
Craig Dingle and I did this. It's called Gerald at the Movies.
Oh, that's great.
Everybody emotionally distraught except Gerald.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Gerald thinks.
Well, listen, for those of you who either grew up here or came here sometime before 1989, the Wallace and Ladmo show, of course, 10,000 shows over that period of time,
now he
every
gets
day.
out.
And I know that you had one of those kid shows in your hometown, because there used to be kid shows, local kid shows in everybody's hometown. What a busy little beaver you turned out to be. While I'm
setting this
filling
up.
in close-up, hey, you know what? I've never seen this.
This is the
Grudgemeyer
latest.
on
Can we
the
get a tight
bench.
shot of the...
Ladmo and Grudgemeyer on
How
the
tight
bench.
can you get? Oh, that's great.
And look at Lad's hand going over to Grudge's Whitman sampler.
And Grudgemeyer with the bat. These are all characters from the Wallace and Ladmo show,
That's
longest running daily show ever in the history of television. These kinds of things are going to be available, including the bags, Saturday 1 to 4 at the Arizona Historical Society Museum. And thousands of you right now are probably saying, the Arizona Historical Society Museum, I've meant to go there, but I haven't been able to find it. Ben, that's up to you.
Well, it's in Tempe, and it's right around the Papago Park area. It is at the corner of College and Curry, as I'm bouncing around trying to figure out who's showing. College and Curry in Tempe. It's a huge, huge museum. It is really a treasure. A lot of people don't know it's there, but it's one of the greatest museums that we have.
Up in the hills, the buttes, the hills overlooking Tempe and Scottsdale. Big museum, terrific displays, including the Wallace and Ladmo wing. Hey, very quickly, guys, I'm running out of time. What's the update on the TV show?
Well, as I understand it, the show is coming back to the air.
It's on anyway
Well,
every
excuse
Sunday.
me. Pardon me. Absolutely. It never left the air.
It is mine to correct you.
We are, thank you, I appreciate that. We are going to be making some new episodes, and as you mentioned, April 1st, 2004 being the 50th anniversary of the premiere of the Wallace and Ladmo show, I hope that we're going to be able to do something very special for that.
We've been running some reruns. Everybody's got to know that we're putting together compilations yet. In the next few weeks, there'll be some new stuff. And keep watching 7 o'clock on AZTV. The plays.
Yes, thank you for mentioning that. I am working on, I'm finally completing my Wallace and Ladmo project. I'm working right now on the third play. There's 3, that's why we call it a trilogy. It's Wallace.
And they will run in repertory.
That is my plan, and I hope that if there's an artistic director out there somewhere watching, they're available.
Oh, stop hustling.
Anyway,
There's one more
it's
thing.
Wallace, and it's about this guy.
There's one more thing, and that is the book. The book that will soon be available because at the museum there's posters and pictures and there's T-shirts and there's all kinds of merchandise. People ask about where can I get that. There's videotapes.
Right.
And soon there will be yet another book about...
Yeah, Steve Holtz has written a book to follow up on Hee Hee Ha Ho, and that'll be coming out.
And there's a book on Wallace.
Oh, yeah, Richard Wallace, the columnist of the
that
Republic, wrote a book about me, and I have to call my lawyer about that.
Yes.
Pat may have to call his lawyer.
The only thing that I have to talk about beyond this is I have a small religious pamphlet that I'm delivering door to door, and I hope to come by your house this weekend. Hey, ever really want to ask a question about the pharmacist's work? You want to say, how do you know that all that stuff in there is supposed to take care of me? I'm going to ask for you next.
Could you validate my mark?